Here we're going to tie a blue and olive thorax. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get our thread started. I'm going to leave the tag end nice and long. I'm going to leave it hanging off the back of the hook. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to tie in the tails. For the tails I'm just going to use a dun colored Hackle. And I'm going to just strip off some of the fibers. I try to make them as even as I can. We want those fibers to be roughly the length of the hook, so just measure those out, tie those in right on top. Now I want to split those fibers with my thread, so I just do a rough split with the thread. This just helps give the feathers a little bit of bulk, widens out the profile. I take my thread forward and I could trim out all the extra. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and tie in the wing. For this we're going to use some turkey flat, a medium dun. I try to trim that turkey flat so all the tips stay even. We want these tips to be about the length of the shank of the hook, about the same length as the tail. I'm going to tie these about 2/3 of the way up from the back, about 1/3 of the way from the eye. I can trim out the butt pieces. I'm going to lift all those turkey flats up. I'm going to build a little wedge of thread right in front of them. That'll make them stand up. Then I just take a quick wrap of thread around them that just kind of binds them together. Then we're going to take our thread back to the tail. Now we're ready to dub the body. I'm just going to use a blue and olive green color dubbing, some Superfine dry fly dubbing. I'm going to put on just enough dubbing to coat the thread. Got to be careful not to overdo it with the dubbing. I'm going to take it forward. Nice slender body. Now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to tie in our hackle. I'm just going to use a dun hackle. I'm going to strip off some of the fibers just to get it started. Leave a little bit of the stem exposed. Gives me something to tie in with. I'm going to continue to dub over the thorax. You can trim out the stem. Now we're going to take that dun feather. We're going to sparsely hackle this fly. What I mean by that is we're not necessarily going to build a very thick hackle. Very sparsely spread out those wraps. See, get my hackle pliers out. And once I get near the eye, I can capture that hackle with our thread. I can trim out the excess. Now what we're going to do lastly We're going to take a little bit of dubbing. We're going to polish off the head of this fly. Wrap all the way back to the hackle. If you trap one of them, just trim it out of there. And once you get to the head, you can whip finish. And that's all there is to a BWO Thorax. Very simple fly to tie, very effective. Actually, the last thing you're going to do, almost forgot, is you're going to trim out off the legs so they're flush with the point of the hook. That way the fly sits nice and flush to the water and rides nice. There we go. That's all there is to it.